Wouldn't it be great if you could have your own AI Zapier coach directly inside your email, summarizing all the official tutorials from Zapier's website? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in under 10 minutes. And you're also going to be able to do that pretty much for any website. All right, so the first thing, you want to go and create a new Zap. And we are going to start with our trigger over here. In this case, you want to search for an app that is called RSS by Zapier. Basically, RSS gives you the summary for all the posts on any website, articles, tutorials, or news feeds. So in this case, I'm going to click on RSS by Zapier, and we are going to choose event. And in this case, you have two different options. We are going to go with the first one, triggers on a new RSS feed items. That's exactly what we want to do. I'm going to click on that one, then continue. And then here you can see you have different options you can set up. The only required field is the feed URL. And for Zapier's page, whenever they post an article on their blog, it looks like this. You can see you have an XML file that does not have any style. And here what you get is that you get all the information about each post. That includes title, URL, as well as the whole article. And so here the RSS page looks like this, zapier.com/blog/feeds/latest. This is going to be a little bit different for each page. For example, if you go to medium.com, which is another page where people can just blog about anything, and usually they teach something or they write tutorials. I'm also there, as you can see, and I write articles, so you can follow me if you want to. But here on medium.com, the RSS structure is a little bit different. If you go to any profile or publication and you want to go and insert feed between the medium.com and the name of the profile. So in this case, I'm going to write feed and then slash. And if I hit enter, you can see we get the same page in XML file that has no style, and it has all the information about all the articles for the specific profile. I'm going to link a very helpful article where they explain how you can find RSS page for pretty much any website. But in this video, we are going to go with the Zapier's blog. So I'm going to copy the RSS link and I'm just going to paste it in our URL over here. Then the username and password. This is only if it's required for the access, but honestly, I have used Zapier's blog, the Medium, as well as the Yahoo News, and all of them have never required a login information. So then the trigger, I'm going to leave it on recommended and I'm going to continue. And right now we are going to test this, whether it's going to get the data from the RSS feed. So I'm going to test this trigger, and yeah, it works. So here we got 3 examples. So you can see we have the article title, then the link. But if you scroll down, you can see we have something called description. And basically here is where the whole article is stored. And so here we have 3 different articles. First one, what is Airtable? Then Microsoft automation. And then we have which is best 2023. And if I go and double check on the official Zapier's blog, I can see the latest article is Airtable, Microsoft automation, and then the comparison, which is the best. And then we are going to continue with selected record. Here, the second action that we want to set up is the ChatGPT blog. So I'm going to go and search for ChatGPT. The event is going to be conversation. We want to send the prompt to ChatGPT, and then we are going to continue. I'm going to choose my ChatGPT account. If you don't know how to connect ChatGPT with Zapier, I have a full tutorial how you can quickly do that. I'm gonna link it down below. All right, we can continue. And here we are going to start writing our prompt. Just to save time, I'm going to go inside my Zapier automation database where I store all my templates. And for this one, we want to replicate the AI Zapier coach. We have all the order of the apps. And here I also have the prompt. So I'm going to just copy it and I'm going to paste it inside the user message. And so here, firstly, I set up the context so the output is a little bit better. You are a Zapier online coach. When you explain something, you are specific but straight to the point at the same time. And then I'm going to continue with the actual prompt and I'm going to insert the whole article, which is under the description over here. So I'm going to click on it. And just to show you how big of a difference the context actually does, if I were not to include the context and I would just summarize this text, I actually did it and compare it for you so you can see how big of a difference it does. The first one is when I used the prompt summarize this text, and then this one, which is not that longer, but it's more precise and straight to the point, is where I actually used the context parameter as well. And so if you want to know how you can write your prompt and what type of parameters you can actually use, you can find my 3P framework inside the first link in the description down below, where I quickly show you how you can do this. It's no junk, totally for free, and you don't have anything to lose. All right, so we can continue. In this case, we are going to use GPT 3.5 Turbo, that's fine. And we are also going to set up memory key. Memory key is very important. It's going to keep the output very consistent. So you can write anything here. I'm going to write Zapier articles. Then we have username, assistant name, assistant instructions. I'm going to keep it as it is, but once again, you can experiment with these ones and change them a little bit. For example, in this case, I could write something like, you are a helpful Zapier coach. It's going to redefine the output a little bit better. And then max tokens, temperature, and top P, I'm going to leave it as it is. Max tokens, basically you set up the maximum tokens that you want to spend. Remember, one token is not one word. Here's an example of a paragraph that is 35 tokens. Then temperature makes the output a little bit more random or focused. And then top P is just the probability that the top tokens are going to be used. Now, the recommendation is that you should only change one at the same time, not both of them. I'm going to go and continue. And right now we are going to test this, whether we are going to get the right format of our summary. I'm going to test this step. And yeah, we got the confirmation with a green check mark. And if I scroll all the way down, I'm going to find the response. And then under content, we actually get a very short summary of the whole article over here. All right, so the next step is that we actually want to create a subject line for this specific summary as well. I'm going to use conversation. I'm going to continue, use my account. And then once again, I'm going to just copy this one over here and paste it. And then I'm going to go inside my conversation with ChatGPT. And I'm going to scroll all the way down and find something called reply. Now remember, this used to be called assistant response message. So at this time, it's called the reply. So I'm going to choose reply, and I can also double check with the more button. And yeah, it looks like the reply. So I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to use once again GPT 3.5 Turbo. I'm going to set up my memory key because I want to keep the output of the subject lines consistent and within the same format. So then ChatGPT is actually going to remember all the subject lines within one chat. And so I'm writing down Zapier article subject line, and then I'm going to keep everything the same. You can experiment with them, of course. I'm going to hit continue, and we are going to test whether it's going to generate the subject line for our email. I'm going to test this step. We got the green confirmation, and if I scroll all the way down, I can see under response and content, we get a very short, nice subject line. All right, so right now the next action we have to set up is to send all this information to our email address. So I'm going to add a step, and here you have different options. If you have multiple accounts on Gmail, you can use one Gmail account to send it over to your primary one, but I think this is going to be way better. So we are going to be using something called email by Zapier. So I'm going to search for email by Zapier and click on it. And then in the event, we have the option to send outbound email, and all the emails, as you can see, are going to be sent from @zapiermail.com. So I'm going to choose this one, continue. And then here we just have to specify our email address. So I'm going to write my Gmail where I want to receive all the tutorial summaries. Then we have the subject line. So here, as you remember, we have already generated this one with ChatGPT. So here, what I recommend you to do is to rename your blocks, so then you can stay organized and know which one to choose in the specific field. So in this case, I'm going to go, and I know that this is a subject line. So I'm going to choose Zapier subject lines, scroll all the way down and find the reply. I'm going to insert it there. And then for my body, I'm going to go to Zapier article summaries, and then I'm going to scroll all the way down and find the reply, insert that one. Then we can skip attachment. From the name, I would recommend you to put a very distinct name here. So each time you see this in your inbox, you know that these are the Zapier tutorials. So I'm going to give it a very distinct name, Zapier Education, all capital letters, as well as the square brackets. And then we don't have to set up any reply to, because this is each time going to generate a new email when the new tutorial is created on Zapier's blog. We don't need CC, BCC, and we don't need any line breaks, or we don't need to know when the email was opened. So I'm just going to continue. And then we are going to test this, whether it's going to deliver the email to my Gmail account. So I'm going to test this step, and we got the confirmation. An outbound email was sent about 1 second ago. And if I go to my Gmail account, you can see that the Zapier Education has landed in the promotions. So I'm going to click on it. And so here, because the domain is zapiermail.com, it landed here in the promotions. But here I'm going to show you quickly how you can fix it. Basically, you want to grab the email and you can just move it to your primary. So I'm going to do that right now. And when I go to primary, you can see that the email is over here. And so each time the email is going to be generated, it's going to land in my primary emails from now on. You can click on it. We got the very nice summary of the article or tutorial that was posted on the Zapier's blog. We also got the subject line over here. So we right now know that it works. Now, the last step is that you want to name your Zap. So I'm going to name it Zapier Education. And then what you want to do is that you want to either hit publish over here, or you can also do it over here in this corner. And then you get your AI Zapier coach that is going to be summarizing all the articles and tutorials on the Zapier's blog. Again, writing prompts inside Zapier is a little bit different. So I highly recommend you to go and grab the free P framework that I put together. It's totally free, no junk, and you can find it in the first link in the description down below. All right, if you enjoyed this video or if you learned anything new, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're interested in AI automation with Zapier, definitely subscribe down below because I post every single week. Thank you so much and have a great day.